அப்படிங்கிறத பார்ப்பீங்க. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஜிஎஸ்டி ஆக்ட்ல இருக்கிற டேக்ஸ் டியூட்டிஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ எப்படிலாம் வந்து ஜிஎஸ்டி டேக்ஸ் டியூட்டிஸ் வந்து கால்குலேட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தட் யூ வில் சி. ஓகேவா? ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன பார்ப்பீங்க அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, ஹூ ஆர் த பிஸ்னஸ் பீப்புள் ஹூ ஆர் ரிலேட்டட் டு த கேபிட்டல் குட்ஸ். ஓகே, இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஜிஎஸ்டி, ஸோ தட் யூ வில் சி. ஓகேவா? அதுக்கப்புறம் உங்களோட ஜிஎஸ்டி வந்து எப்படி கலெக்ஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஓகே, வாட் ஆர் த மோட்ஸ் ஆஃப் கலெக்டிங் த ஜிஎஸ்டி, தட் வி வில் சி. ஓகே, அதுக்கப்புறம் வாட் இஸ் மீன் பை மிக்ஸ்டு சப்ளை. ஓகே, இது ஜிஎஸ்டில மிக்ஸ்டு சப்ளைனா என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்ப்போம். அதுக்கப்புறம் காம்போசிட் சப்ளை அப்படின்னா என்னன்னு பார்ப்போம். ஓகே, ஸோ அதுக்கப்புறம் காம்போசிட் சப்ளைனா என்ன, காம்போசிட் சப்ளையோட அட்வான்டேஜ் டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜஸ் என்ன. ஓகேவா? அந்த காம்போசிட் சப்ளை வந்து அன்ரெஜிஸ்டர்ட் சப்ளைஸோட டிஸ்அட்வான்டேஜஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி தட் ஆல்சோ வி வில் சி. Okay, and what is the time or the value of the supply according to GST? Okay, what is mean by goods, what is mean by services, and what is mean by input credit. So all this we will learn. Okay, so அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன பார்ப்போம்னா ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஃபார் ஜிஎஸ்டி. சப்போஸ் நீங்க ஜிஎஸ்டில ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணணும்னா what is the procedure for registering, and who is liable to do the registration and who is not liable to do the registration. Okay, suppose if you have done the registration, what is the taxable limits, or what is the taxable things will be available. Okay, ma? And what is the procedure for cancelling the registration, and if you have cancelled, then what is the revocation that will happen in the cancellation of registration. So all this we will see under your unit 4 of GST Act. Okay, ஸோ நம்ம வந்து அதோட லெவி அண்ட் கலெக்ஷன் ஆஃப் டேக்ஸ் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, இல்லைன்னா காம்போசிட் சப்ளைனா என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, இல்லை ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி, ஜிஎஸ்டினா என்ன, ஜிஎஸ்டி யாருக்கு பெனிஃபிட். ஓகே, ஃப்ரம் பிஸ்னஸ் பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ வாட் ஆர் த பெனிஃபிட்ஸ் வி ஹேவ், ஃப்ரம் company point of view what is the benefit we have, what is the benefit of the consumers. Okay, wow. And then we will also see what is the history of the GST, and what is the history of GST in India. Okay, and GST or different types enna. Okay, wow. So all this we will see it in our today's lecture. Okay, so this is in today's lecture, just we will learn about the general aspects of GST. We will not go in depth about the concepts like levying or registration or cancellation. Okay, fine. So before going into the general levying concept, I just want to understand what is your level of knowledge on GST. Okay, so what is meant by GST? See, it's open discussion, so I want all of you to discuss. There's not only one person will say GST na enna. உங்களுக்கு தெரிஞ்சது
கூட்ஸ் அண்ட் சர்வீஸ் டேக்ஸ் மேம்.
goods and service tax. ஓகே, ஸோ அப்படின்னா என்ன?
ஸோ நம்ம வாங்குற கூட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து அவங்க குறிப்பிட்ட ஒரு பர்சன்டேஜ் வச்சுருக்காங்க மேம். ஸோ அதை நம்ம டேக்ஸாக பே பண்ணுவோம். லைக் டைரக்ட் டேக்ஸ்னால் நம்மளோட இன்கம் அதோட டிட்டர்மின் அதில் இருக்குது. இப்போது இன்டைரக்ட்னா நம்ம வாங்குற பொருள் கட்டுறது மேம்.
ஓகே, ஸோ குட்ஸ் அண்ட் சர்வீஸ் டாக்ஸுங்கிறது இன்டைரக்ட் டாக்ஸ். நம்ம வாங்குற பொருளுக்கு நம்ம டாக்ஸ் கட்டுறது தான் வந்து ஜிஎஸ்டி. ஓகேவா? ஃபைன். எனி அதர் டெஃபினிஷன் வேற யாராவது சொல்ல விரும்புறீங்களா? Anyone needs to contribute?
Ma'am, first and all, we had to pay VAT and again services taxes when we go to a hotel or restaurant, ma'am. But when it comes to like there were two taxes, but when it comes to GST, it's only one tax, which is goods and services tax. So that has been easy for everyone so to understand and that for what they are paying, is it for the goods or services?
Okay, very good. Okay, so GST reduces the conditioning effect of the work. Conditioning means where every time we will put the tax on, the tax burdens will be there, so that has been reduced in GST. Correct? Yes. Any other thing? Okay, fine. Very good. So whatever the contributions are given, it's all appropriate to GST. Okay. So GST means goods and service tax. Okay. It is a composite tax. Why it is called as composite taxes? By having VAT or by having excise tax, we have only one tax which includes all the necessary things for uh, for the goods which is supplied. So that is the reason it is called as a composite tax. And this composite tax is introduced by the government for the supply of goods and services. Supply of goods and services is if you are buying any material or if you are producing any material, for that they put all inclusive tax, that is called as composite tax. And what is the benefit of having this composite taxes? It helps you to reduce the inflationary situation in the price. See, previously, if you take VAT, every particular point of time, the goods will be taxed. ஓகேவா? இப்போ நான் ஒரு பொருள் மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா, இப்போ நான் ஒரு பென் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்றேன் அப்படின்னா, அந்த பெண்ணுக்கு தேவையான ரா மெட்டீரியல்ஸோ இல்ல பெண்ணுக்கு தேவையான மெட்டீரியல்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையுமே வந்து நம்ம டாக்ஸ் போட்டு அந்த ஹோலா பெண்ணா வரும்போது அதுக்கும் டாக்ஸ் போடும். ஸோ அப்படி போடும்போது என்ன ஆகும்னா அந்த பொருளோட விலையும் ஜாஸ்தி ஆகும். பட் ஜிஎஸ்டில அப்படி கிடையாது. ஸோ ஒன்ஸ் யூ மேனுஃபேக்சர் த கம்ப்ளீட் ப்ராடக்ட், யுவர் goods will be chargeable under tax. Okay, so that is the benefit of having the GST. Okay, and GST வந்து உங்களுக்கு indirect tax. இந்த indirect tax வந்து உங்களோட other state and central tax வந்து replace பண்ணிருக்கு. So replace பண்ணிருக்கு in the sense VAT-யும் உங்களோட excise duties-யும் replace பண்ணதான் இந்த GST they have kept it. Okay, and in between the states whatever the tax they are collecting, so that is also ruled off by using your GST. Okay, and GST is applicable all over the India. It doesn't have any specific exemptions. It is applied from Jammu to the last Kanyakumari. So it's applicable to all over the India, and we have only one tax regime we are following. So when we have one tax regime, the other benefit what we have is we will save time because only we have to pay only one tax. So there is no tax burden is given for it. Okay, so that is the benefit of having the GST. Okay, and the next we will see is the history of GST. When the GST concept has been traveled in India or when it has been introduced. Okay, so if you see the journey of GST in India, the journey of GST has been proposed in India in 1999, but the committee was being formed by Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2000. Okay, to see that whether the GST model will be suitable for the Indian environment. Okay, so the committee was being formed by the Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2000 to check whether the GST's tax will have the benefits for the growth of the economy for to test that they have done. Okay, so under the Finance Ministry of West Bengal, Asim Das Gupta has formulated the model of the GST. So he is a person who has developed the model of the GST. Okay, and once the committee gave the report, the GST was being implemented in the year 1st July 2017. Okay, by National Democratic Alliance, that is the same party has been proposed the GST also. Okay, so this is the short brief of the GST introduction in the India. Okay, the same party has formed the committee and then the same party but the different person has implemented the GST in the India. Okay, next thing is what are the different types of GST we have? Any idea? When you see the bill, you will be having two type of GST. Anyone has checked the bill when you are paying the?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, 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 ma'am.
Yes. CGST, IGST, and SGST. Basically, we have only CGST and SGST will be there in the bill. Okay, these two will be there in the bill. Okay, central goods, that is CGST means Central Goods and Service Tax, and SGST means State Goods and Service Tax. Okay, so that is the tax which is collected, that is the central government portion will be taxed and the state government portions will be tax separately in the GST itself. Okay, so in GST, whatever the portion of the central government for their amount of transactions will be levied in the state government, but it is given to the central government portion. Okay, and how this CGST is replaced is uh, by not having your excise tax or sales tax or custom duty and any special additional tax. For this replacement, the CGST was being taken. Okay, and in case of state tax, by replacing your VAT or by replacing your entry tax, this CGST was being implemented. Okay, so whatever the transaction which has happened in the state level or within the state, the GST will be applied. Okay, and the contribution, the whatever the transaction is applied in the state also, but the contribution to the central government will be given separate. Okay, so that is a portion of uh, the CGST and GST. Okay, and CGST is the replacement of the excise duty, sales tax, and custom duty. But see, SGST is the replacement of your VAT and entry tax and your luxury tax and entertainment tax. Okay, and next one is IGST. IGST is Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act. Okay, so when CGST and GST are the part of GST leviement, when the when the goods have been interchanged between the states, in that case you will be having the IGST. Okay, so both the states have to get the benefit. For that you will be having the IGST tax will be levied. So IGST tax will be levied when the goods have been transferred between the states, or when the transaction of goods have taken place between the uh, states. In that case you will be having IGST tax. Okay, and IGST tax will be collected by the central government, but it will be reimbursed to the respective states after some particular point of time. That is, it will be given to the two different states after it is collected. Okay, what is the portion of the two different states will be given after taking the central government portion? That is known as IGST. Okay, so any goods which has been distributed with transactions taken place between two states, then we will have IGST. Okay, and then Union Territory Goods and Service Tax. Okay, so it is also GST tax which is levied in the 5 union territories. Okay, so any tax, any GST tax which is collected in the union territory, we call it as the UTGS, that is Union Territory GST tax, we will say. And what are the new union territories are Andaman Nicobar, Daman Diu, Dadar and Nagar, and Chhattisgarh and Lakshadweep. So these are the new union territories we have. And in the union territories, the total, like same like your CGST or SGST, here also you will be having the central government portion as well as you will be having the union territory portion. Okay, and state GST will not applicable to the UTI. So UTI will not have the GST, but they will have your UTI GST will be there. Okay, and in case of Delhi or in case of Pondicherry, they follow the SGST. They will not follow your Union Territory GST. Okay, and they have their own legislative power because it is a Union Territory. They have their separate tax system for GST also. Okay, so UGST or CGST, the rates might get vary, but the place which they have mentioned will be separate. But in these two places, you will be having your CGST as well as your SGST and UTST will be there. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of GST. You have it under the GST component. Okay, so what are the 5 GST components you have? One is your Central Goods and Service Tax Act, State Goods and Service Tax Act, Integrated Goods and Service Tax Act, then Union Territory Goods and Service Tax Act, Central Government Service Tax Act, where the central government portions will be uh, central government portions of transactions will be given by the state or union territory, that is known as CGST, and it is a replacement of your excise duty as well as sales and other customs duties. Okay, State Goods and Service Tax Act, any goods which is supplied within the state, you will be having the state GST. Okay, and it is a replacement of your VAT, and it is a replacement of the other luxury and entry tax. Okay, then you have integrated goods tax. It is a tax levied when the goods have been uh, interchanged between the state. In that case, central government will collect the IGST and the portion of the state will be reimbursed by the central government. Okay, then the last one is union territory goods and service tax. Service tax. Under this, any goods and services which been taken in the union territory, they follow the UTI GST Act. Okay, so like your SGST in union territory, you have UTST Act. In case of Delhi and Pondicherry, they have SGST only. They don't have UTI GST Act. Clear? So these are the components of your GST. So you can say it as components of your GST, or you can also say types of GST tax. Okay, types of GST also you can say. Clear, students? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Next one is, what is the benefit of having the GST for the business or for the industry? Any idea? What benefit you have as a consumer when you have GST comparing to the other tax? கன்சியூமரா உங்களுக்கு என்ன பெனிஃபிட் கிடைச்சிருக்கு?
Ma'am, who is the final consumer has to bear the GST, ma'am.
That is the advantage for us.
No, ma'am.
Then
Disadvantage.
disadvantages for us. Okay. I just asked you, what is the benefit of having GST as a consumer? From the consumer point of view, what is the benefit we have?
Okay.
See, the benefit of GST for the consumer is if I want to purchase any goods, okay. So the goods, if it is between the state, in that case, excise duty will be availed. Okay, and the state government will give you VAT. Okay, so all this will be there. Okay, so these things has been eradicated in the GST, and they give single tax. So that if you have single tax, that will help you to reduce the cost of the product. Okay, so that is the only benefit. So inflation in the price of the product has been reduced. Okay, in the GST model, that is the first benefit we have it. Okay, any other benefit? And we also, when there is only one tax, in that case, the another benefit is we know what is the portion of tax which is levied on the product. So that is another benefit. So when you have multiple tax system, we are not aware of it for what particular portion the tax has been levied, or for what particular portion the input credit you can avail. So those things will be confusing, and those things will be over complicating. So that has been reduced in the GST. Okay, so GST will help the manufacturer to have only one tax. So that will make the final consumer to aware of what is this tax portion in the particular product. So that is the first benefit we have. Second benefit is we are not overburdened with the multiple tax. Okay, when you have multiple tax, so that will be inclusive in the product. Okay, product pricing. So in that case, what happen? Your price of the product will go up. Okay, and your product price will be going up. But in case of GST, you have only one tax. So in that case, the commodity price will come down. So that is a benefit for the consumers. Okay, so these are the two benefits we have as a consumer when you have the GST. Okay, And for the business and for the industry, what is the benefit? For the industry and the business, it is easy for them to compile. Easy for them to compile is they have only one tax. In that case, it is easy for them to pay the tax and easy for them to get the input tax credit. Okay, so instead of having multiple tax system, they have to register for multiple tax system and they have to pay the tax on proper time. Following up will be very difficult. But in case of one tax system, it is easy for them to register, easy for them to take an input credit, or easy for them to make the tax and make it things very transparent. Things will be easy in case of GST. Next one is uniformity in tax rate and structure. That means if you take any particular product, okay, across the country, the same rate will be applicable. So for a particular place, this particular rate, in one state, this particular rate, or another state, this particular rate, that is not the case. Like for example, if you take petrol, okay, in the same country, but in one place, the petrol rate is at 113, another place, the petrol rate is 103. Why this fluctuation happens? Because of the interest rates. Okay, so uh, so that particular thing will be avoided when you have a GST in the particular commodity. Okay, so you will have a same rate for all the products. So that will be there. Okay, next one is removal of cascading effect actually. What is meant by cascading effect? That means having multiple tax systems. So that is not there. Okay, only GST is there. So in that case, multiple amount of payment of tax is avoided in the GST. Okay, only one tax system is there. So in that case, you will not have the multiple tax system, or you will not have more flow of tax credits will not be there. Okay, so that is another benefit. Next one is improve the competition. Improve the competition is as only one tax system is there. In that case, you as a businessman, you can concentrate on the producing the product at the lesser rate so that you can have a good when the transaction value has been come down, so in that case you can give the product at the lesser rate so that you can compete with the competition. So competing with the competition is there in case of GST. Okay, so if you produce a product at the lesser rate, then the tax paid on that particular goods will be less, so that you can give the product at the cheaper rate. Okay, so with that you can compete with the competitors and you can do trade easily. Okay, so that is the benefit of the businessman and for the industry. Okay, so these are the benefits for the industry: easy to pay the tax, uniform taxes. Okay, there is no multiple tax system, and the last one is it is easy for you to compete with your competitors. Okay, next one is for the manufacturer and the exporter. So what is the benefit they have when they have the GST? So the major benefit they have is when they have GST, they don't have multiple tax system. Okay, so when they don't have multiple tax system, in that case they will pay only one tax system. So and they can also easily um, get the input credit for that particular tax system. So that will help them to compete with the competitors outside the country, and that boost up the export in the country. Okay, and they have uniform tax system. So uniform tax system across the country will help you to reduce the compliances in the cost. Compliance in the sense, what are the additional things which is there, so that will be reduced in the GST. So that is the benefit of having the GST. And in case of GST, whatever input credits are there, so uh, that can be easily be set off with other credits they have. Okay, but in case of multiple tax system, one credit which you are having cannot be set off with other tax system. So that is the difficulty which you have it. But in case of GST, it is easy for you to set off the input credits which you are getting in the uh, tax systems. Okay, so that is the benefit of the manufacturer and exporter. So it is doesn't mean, so the manufacturer and exporter will not have a burden of the tax. So that burden of the tax has been getting reduced in the GST. Okay, Next one is for the state and the central government. For state and the central government, first one is if you have multiple tax system, then maintaining of the multiple tax system will be very difficult. Okay. So in case of GST, it is easy for you to manage the tax system. Okay, because you have only one tax system. So in that case, managing of the system and managing of the IT support is very easy in case of GST. Okay. Second thing is better control on the leakages, better control of leakages, any system hanging or any um, input credit issues can be easily sorted in case of GST. Okay, because if you have multiple tax system, then setting off with a multiple tax system will be very difficult. So that will lead to confusion between the tax collection also. Okay, in case of GST, this particular transfer of input credit has become very easy, and uh, it also controls the tax system in an effective way. Okay. Next one is if you have GST, that will increase the revenue for the government. Okay, so GST is expected to decrease the cost of collection of tax revenue on the government and will therefore lead to higher revenue generation. That means whatever expenditure which you are making to collect the tax has been reduced in GST. So when that is reduced, that will boost up the revenue for the government. Okay, so when you are not making any expenditure in collecting of tax, so in that case, whatever the revenue which you have collected as a tax itself, it's a higher revenue for the business, sorry, higher revenue for the country. Okay, so these are the benefits from the point of view of the state and central government. Okay, so the benefit for the state and central government is are three. Okay, one is it is easy to maintain. Second, it helps to control the chaos, or it helps to control the confusions which is there in case of input tax credit. And second one, when you are not spending on the collection of tax, or when you are not spending on any improvement in the tax collection, then in that case, the whatever money which you have not spent it itself is a revenue for the business. Okay, revenue for the country. So these are the benefits of having the GST. Clear, students? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So in today's lecture, we have seen what is mean by GST, what is the history of the GST. We have seen different types and benefits we have seen. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will be learning about your uh, how the collection of tax in GST will take place, and how the tax will be implemented in the GST will be seen in the next lecture. Okay. So I'll stop here and I will